In today's video, we're going to talk about factorization. And these factorization are pretty easy if you know the correct method to do so. So I call this the AC method. So what it means is that we take the coefficient of the highest degree variables and also the lowest degree variable. In this case, is be constant, is a C. So this is A and this is C. So A stands for 6 and C stands for the 15. So all we need to do is that we're breaking these two numbers down by knowing its factors. For example, the factors of 6, there are different combinations. It could be 6 and 1, 2 and 3, -6, -1, or -3, -2, whatsoever. So I'm going to list the numbers over here. Then I'm going to find out the factors of 15. It could be 1 and 15, 15 and 1, of course, 3 and 5, -1, -15, -3, -5, and so on and forth. So I'm going to put these things over here. So what I'm trying to find out is that these factors, when they multiply together, so when I say multiply together, we're trying to use one of the factor of the A multiplied by one of the factor of C. It could be 3 times 3, it could be 2 times 5, so that's the combination you're trying to move forward with. And when we multiply them, when we add them together, we're going to have the number 19. So let me clarify this one more time. Let's say, for example, we're taking the factors 6 and 1 from the 6, right? And also we're taking the factors 3 and 5, let's say, from the factors 15. So this is my A, this is my C, according to what I see over here. All right, so what I'm trying to do is that I'm gonna see if 6 times 3 and plus 1 times 5, that's gonna give me 19. So let's try it out. 3 times 6 is 18 plus 5, that's 23. That's not 19. So this combination is wrong. So I have to try other combinations. So then I'm gonna try different combinations. In this case, I will try 2 and 3, that's the factors, all right? And then I'm gonna try 3 and 5. Let's say it this way. So I'll do 2 times 3, that's gonna be 6, and 3 times 5, that's gonna be 15. So when they add together, it's 21. So that's not 19. So that combination also doesn't work. But I see that this could work if I'm using 3 times 3 and 2 times 5. Because 2 times 5 is going to be 10, and then 3 times 3 give you 9. So 10 plus 9 is going to be 19. So that's perfect. I just found my 19. So how do I list it? I list it as 2, 3. That's the factors of 6, right? And then I put the 5 over here instead, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a zigzag version. It's a cross version, right? And then all I need to do is I add x over here. Is there no coefficient or variables right here? We put that. And then 3x plus 5. So the factorization of 6x squared plus 19x plus 15 will be 2x plus 3, 3x plus 5. That's the factorization for that, okay? Using this method, it will be a little bit hard in the beginning because you're trying to sort different numbers out. But once you get a sense of using different factors when they multiply together, add it to get the second degree, to get a first degree coefficient, which means in this case it's be a 19, it's gonna be much easier for you. We're gonna try a little bit more questions and see that if it's gonna help us or not. Okay, so jumping into the second one, we have 6x squared minus x minus 15. So same thing, we're gonna list out the factors of 6 and factors of -15, hoping that when we do our combination, we will get number -1. In this case, it's going to be our B, right? So A is 6, 1, 2, 3, -6, -1, or -2, -3. But I'm going to list it over here for now. -15 over here, it's going to be 1, 15, 3, 5, and of course, -1, -15, and -3, -5, or actually -3, 5, because this is a negative, right? So I'm gonna be writing it down, something like that. Okay, so now, same thing. I have the factors according to the previous question. I'm like, okay, for 6, I can still write down the 2 and 3. And for the negative 15, however, there are different combinations. I'm trying to get a negative 1. So let me try different combinations in this case. So let me try using 2 times negative 5. And the 3 is here. Notice that the 3 times negative 5 over here will give you the negative 15, which corresponds to this negative 15 over here. And a 2 times 3 will be the 6 right here. So in a nutshell, what happens is that you're listing the factors of A and C, right, in a vertical version. And then you're basically cross-multiplying it to see that if the product, which means the multiplication of the crossing numbers, adding to another crossing number will give you the middle number, which is negative 1. So let's try this one more time. 2, 3, and we have 3 and negative 5. Let's see if this works. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. 3 times 3 is 9. When they add together, this will give me negative 1. So this is perfect. So all I need to do, I put an x over here, plus 3. If this is positive, keep it as plus 3. If it's negative, you'll see it here, x minus 5. So the factorization for number 4 is 2x plus 3 and 3x minus 5. That's how you do this type of question. Okay, let's move on to another page, another question. So I have 8, 15. So according to what we learned before, I'm gonna put, again, I'm just trying it out, right? Let's try 4 and 2 for this 15 over here, since this is gonna be adding, it's gonna be plus 26, it's gonna be a bigger number. So let me try if I can use, I'm gonna put 5 over here. I'm gonna put 3 over here. Notice that the 4 and 2 multiplied together will give you 8. 3 and 5 multiplied together will give you 15, just to verify that. Okay, and then let me cross multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. 2 times 3 is 6. When you add together, it's gonna be 26, which is perfect match for this. So how do I write it? 4x plus 3 and 2x plus 5. That's my factorization for this question. 2x plus 5. All right, another one. So I'm pretty sure at this point you guys are pretty familiar and very much more comfortable with the factorization. So let's try this one more time. So pause the video for now. Let's do question number 12. Try it out, and then I'm gonna listen my answers and we're gonna compare if you get it or not. All right, so let's move on with question number 12. For 8, my guess is gonna be 2 and 4. And then negative 15, since this is gonna be plus 14, so definitely I need the larger positive side. So in this case, I'm gonna be 5 and negative 3. Notice that 5 times negative 3 is gonna give you negative 15, so which should match the C. All right, so let's cross multiply and see if that's right. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. 4 times 5 is 20. When you add together, these two numbers will give you positive 14. So perfect. 2x plus 5 and 4x minus 3 is my final answer. Again, it could be, the first time you try this, it could be wrong. For example, you could put it as 4, 2 and negative 5, 3, let's say, for example. And you'll be getting 12, negative 10, ended up being just a 2. So you'll be like, oh, this combination doesn't work. But this combination doesn't work because the positioning of things doesn't work. All you need to do is to adjust the position a little bit and see if it fits, see if the final result will give you the positive 14. There are lots of ways to rearrange your answers. Just try it out and you will get a sense of it. Okay, so let's move on to the next page. Let's do question number 7 right now. So 8, negative 21, and you get negative 2. So I know the negatives are more. So let me try 4, 2. And for this one, let's try 7 over here and negative 3 over here. Let's see if I'm getting that. So I'm getting, see, this one I'm getting negative 12. I'm getting 14 over here. So I'm like, hey, when you add together, it's gonna be 2. So it's not negative 2, but I'm very close to it, right? all I need to do is to change the sign, because even if you change the sign, negative 7 times 3 will still give you negative 21. So, but let's try this one. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. 4 times 3 is 12. So perfect. This one actually gives me negative 2. So 4x minus 7, 2x plus 3 will be my answer for this question. Okay. Question number 11 on this page. 5. So I'm going to put 5, 1 over here. This is negative. So most likely, this I'm going to be using negatives as well. And I'll tell you guys why. So I'm going to put negative 2 and negative 4 over here. In this case, since both of the number, 5 and 8, right, for the A and C, they're both positive. But the middle number, which is the B, is negative. So we would need to think, okay, how can a two positive number that when they multiply, when you take out the factors, will give you negative? The only way is that one of the positive number, in this case, preferably, it's going to be 8, that you might be asking, oh, how come it's not the 5? It's just easier to do the 8. Okay, so in this case, the 8, I can separate it, or I can take the factors out as negatives. In this case, 5 times negative 2 is going to be negative 10. 1 times negative 4 is going to be negative 4. And then when you add them together, it's going to be negative 14. So perfect. All right, so then it's going to be 5x minus 4 and 1x minus 2. In this case, just x minus 2. So 5x minus 4, x minus 2. All right, so let's move on to the next page again. I'm actually going to get you guys to try this page on your own. So try question number 3 and 6 on your own first. Okay. All right, so 5 and 1. This is negative 4, right? So I would try, let's try negative 4 and 3 over here. Oh, I know that it's not going to work because just by multiplication over here is going to be 4. This is going to be negative 20. It's not going to be negative 4. So let me try this one more time. Let me try it. Oh. Try the 4 over here. Let me try the 3 over here and the negative 4, negative 3 over here and 4 over here. All right, so that's going to be 20 and that's going to be negative 3. That's going to be 17. Also doesn't work. So if things doesn't work, I'm going to try different combinations now. So let's try 2 and 6. All right, 2 and 6. In this case, I'm going to try negative 2 and 6. Let's see if it works. So also, 6 and times negative 2 also will give you negative 12. So that's a good combination over there. All right, so 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. 1 times 6 is 6. Ooh, when you add together, negative 4. Perfect. So 5x plus 6, 1x minus 2. All right? 5x plus 6, x minus 2. I want to show you guys the thought sequence. Even when we make mistakes in the first place, we're able to correct it. So then you guys know that not everyone will get it one shot. It takes experiences. It takes sometimes a lot of sensitivity of numbers to get to the result. So it's fine if you guys don't get it for the first time. You can try different combinations. 12 and for next question, 12 and negative 15. This is negative 8. So let's try first 3 and 4. And this one I want to try negative 5 and 3 and see where we're going. So negative 15, 12. This is not going to work. So let me try different things. Let me put the negative 5 over here and 3 over here instead. Okay, so this one will be 9. This one will be negative 20. Also, it wouldn't work. So with that, I'm going to try different combinations again. I'm going to try 2 and 6. And let's try negative 5 over here, and 3. See if it works. So this one will be, I think we're close. Negative 10, 18. Oh, we're getting an 8. But all we need to do is just swap that. Watch this. 2, 5, and 10. 3, 6 is negative 18. Perfect. I'm getting negative 8 now. So 2x minus 3. 6x plus 5 will be my combination, okay? So this is a very good example. Number 6 is a very good example. Is the example that we try different combinations to see if it works or not. All right, so let's try, this page is fine. Okay, let's try this page. Now, before we move on to the cross multiplication, sometimes we can take out the factors from all the terms. So for example, in this case, 6, 9, and 15, we can take out the 3 first. So we just take out, right? Double check your answer, good. So we just take it out first, and then we do our cross multiplication. But remember to leave the 3 outside. So in this case, the factor is gonna be 2 and 1. And over here is gonna be -5 and 1, okay? So once we get it, so notice that your new A becomes 2 and your new C becomes -5. It's the same exact method, it's just that you can take out the numbers first, okay? So now 2x minus 5, x plus 1. That's it, that's how you do it. And with that, let's try this one now. You can see that you can take out the -2 out of everything, right? -2a out of everything, actually. -2a. So this would be 4x squared plus 8x, and then minus 5. Okay, so same exact thing that what we're doing before. We have the 4. I'm going to put it 2 and 2. And we have -5. Then we're going to be -1 and 5. And let's see if that works. Perfect. That's going to be give me plus 8. So it's going to be -2a. Remember to keep this on the side, times 2x minus 1, 2x plus 5. That's the factorization for this question. So hopefully this video will explain all the questions in detail one by one. Watch this video a couple times if you're still struggling with finding the factorization for these equations. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comments for me or send me an email. I'd be more than happy to help you guys with this. I'll see you guys in the next video.